Hello, Huskies, and welcome to week 2 of distance learning with Miss Love. I hope you had a really good first week. I was excited to read all of the posts that you guys had about mouse, and if you turn those in on time each day, I actually got to write you back. So check those out if you haven't already, and if you're missing any of that work, you are welcome to go back and answer some of those questions for mouse. So thank you for doing that. We're going to go ahead though and jump right in with week 2. Really, really, really excited about this week. We're actually going to do our multicultural voices project. And so there's a addition to what I've been doing this week that I'm going to show you now. This document is something I'm going to share with your parents and guardians and also with you so that you can kind of keep track a little bit better of what you should be doing each day so that you're not overwhelmed and trying to finish everything, at the end of the week per se. So the first thing that you're going to see actually when this video is finished is the video right here. You can click on it. You'll also be able to access it down here where it says overview video, and I encourage you obviously to watch the video so that you know exactly what you're supposed to do this week. And with this Multicultural Voices project, the basic bare bones minimum of what I can tell you to make it easy for you to understand is you are going to choose someone to interview. I don't even care who it is, just somebody you're interested in finding out more about. You're going to interview that person and share the audio recording with us. So it's got to be somebody who you have access to, you can talk to, even if it's on the phone. And I'm going to show you an example of what that might look like today because, of course, we have to keep our distance from people. But it's got to be somebody who is willing to allow you to share the audio recording with an audience. So for Monday, the first thing you guys are going to do is watch a couple of videos that I have posted in Google Classroom. There also is access here on this Google document. And then you're going to begin your planning for your interview. I'll show you that sheet in just a minute. On Tuesday, you're going to complete that and turn it in. Our block day is when you want to set some time aside for you to be able to actually ask this person that you're choosing the questions that you have prepared for them. And then you want to upload the audio by Thursday. And then on Friday, you're just going to complete a really quick post-interview questionnaire that will also be in Google Classroom. So you have those dates, the due dates all highlighted for you at the bottom here. And then this is that reminder that if you want to sign up for Remind, because you don't get email on your phone or something like that, you can text at Mrs. Love H to 81010 and reach me that way instead. But email is just fine. Google Hangouts is fine. If you have any questions at all about anything we're doing this week, you're welcome to reach me there. So let me show you what you guys are more used to. That is your Google Classroom. There are 3 different posts that you're going to want to access this week, and they go in order from the soonest due date to the farthest due date. So if we click on this, this is going to be your overview and planning section for this project. There's a lot of words here, but basically it's just a reminder that speaking and listening are a couple of really important objectives too, so we're going to be working on those. Kind of like Art Spiegelman did too with Mouse. He interviewed his father and actually came up with a book for it. So who knows where we go from here, but this is just a little opportunity for you guys to kind of catalog our cultural histories, especially in this time of crisis. Doesn't mean that you have to talk about the pandemic with the person that you're interviewing, but it's certainly on everyone's mind right now. So if you know someone who's been personally impacted, I guess we really, like I said, we kind of all have, but especially like healthcare workers or someone who had a small business who's lost their job. Like these are really important times, especially to be capturing people's voices. So this week, what you're going to do, like I said, is select someone to interview, but keep your distance. It can be someone that you talk to on the phone, and I'll show you how to do that. Or if it's, just a parent, guardian, or sibling or someone in your house that you want to speak with for this, you can do that as well. You're going to fill out the interview planning worksheet, which I have attached here. It will have your name on it. Let me show you that real quickly. Before you get started preparing, just let me know a little bit about the person that you're interviewing. So who are they? What is his or her background? Why did you choose that person? So fill that out. And then here are 10 spaces for 10 questions. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to ask them all 10 questions, because really a good interviewer is someone who listens and asks a lot of follow-up questions which is part of the interview tips video that I hope you watch. I think we'll be able to tell when you give your interview if you watched it or not. But you want to be prepared just in case they don't expand and are not really wanting to expand. You have some other questions that you can ask them. If you can't come up with 10 all out of the top of your head, here's a great questions list for anyone, for family in particular, for grandparents, questions about love, relationships, school, work, etc. There's a whole bunch here if you scroll on down to choose from. I do want to see which 10 you plan on asking though. So even if it's something down here on this list, copy and paste it up here for me to see. And then you guys will click turn in on this on Tuesday. Okay. Let's pop back over here, see what else you're working on. You're going to interview, record, and upload a completed interview to the assignment area that is separate from this. I have a spot just simply dedicated for you to upload your audio, so we'll take a look at that together too in a little bit. And then you're going to reflect on the interview also in a separate post with a post-interview questionnaire. So back to this piece, this is kind of the beginning planning overview. This guy is Dave Isay, and he actually started something called StoryCorps a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, and it is a really big deal now. People, just regular, ordinary individuals record an interview with someone, and it's archived for all of human history in the Library of Congress. So if your interview goes really well and you really love it, you're welcome to upload it actually to StoryCorps, and maybe it'll end up on the radio someday, who knows. Here's that other interview I mentioned. These are interviewing tips. It's really important to listen quietly so that people have time to think about the questions that you're asking them. In that silence, sometimes the people on the other end are coming up with the most amazing thing you've ever heard as far as their answers go. So give them time. And then, of course, as you're listening to them, ask those follow-up questions. If they say something really intriguing and you want to know more, ask them more. Don't just move on to your next question. So those are some of the really important things that you get from that video. And then, like I said, you are going to have, I don't know why Emma's name's on there. I've like changed this 20,000 times. I'll make sure that it's a blank interview page just for you so that you can plan your interview questions and click turn in for those. Okay, so let's take a look then at the other couple posts on Classroom. Once you have planned and you know what you're asking, you want to set up an interview time with whomever it is that you're interviewing. Get that interview recorded, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And then where it says upload audio here, that's where your raw, unedited footage goes. Vocaroo is a really, really easy online voice recorder that you can use to record these. And like I said, even if it's someone you can't be around, like my own sister, we don't live in the same house. So I would have to call her and record the audio if I were going to interview her. So click on this little link here. And I'm going to show you how to do this right now. We're going to call my sister and I'm going to ask her a question. When you're ready to record, you'll probably have to allow Vocaroo to record you. Make sure you do that. And then you click on this little record button here. Call my sister, put her on speakerphone. She already knows this is happening. Let me make sure she's available. And then I'll start recording. Hi, sister. You are being recorded.
All right, cool.
Okay, so this is how it works. You click on the record button on Vocaroo, and it's already recording my voice. And because I have my sister on speakerphone, it's going to record her voice too. So all I'm going to show you right now is how to capture two voices, even if you can't be in the same room. Obviously, if you can be in the same room with that person because they live in your household, the two of you talk, it records on Vocaroo, and it's very easy to upload the audio. But again, if you want to talk to a grandparent or somebody, outside of your home, you've got to call them because you can't stand 6 feet away from someone and get very good audio. So, hi, sister. Can you please tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Allegra Love.
Oh, hi, Allegra. We've been sisters for, what, 31 years? Are you 31?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
for a little while longer.
Awesome. So my first question for you to demonstrate this real quick is, what is it that you do for a living?
I am a dental assistant.
Awesome. And instead of moving on to my next question for her, I'm going to follow up and ask, what is it that made you want to become a dental assistant?
I wanted to be a dental assistant because it's always in demand and the hours are great.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I have so many more questions, and especially, of course, about the pandemic because, you have been, as a healthcare worker, really impacted by this, and we could talk for like a million more hours. But I just wanted to demonstrate really quickly to my students that they can do an interview from afar, even during this time. So I will end our interview here, and thank you, Allegra, for participating. Um, Tell the students bye.
You're very welcome. Bye. See ya.
Thanks. Bye. Okay. And then you hit the little stop button. And then you can review it. See, it shows that that was a minute and 51 seconds. You can review it here by clicking play.
On Vocaroo, and it's already
Yay.
recording my voice because I have my sister on speakerphone and can record her voice too.
Okay, so perfect. It captures our voices. It actually does a really good job. And then you want to hit share, save and share. Do not do anything else. Like, don't click this little upload button because that's spam or something. Like, click this little save and share button immediately so that you don't lose your work. That's the thing that happens the most to students is they click on something else or they refresh and it goes away. So click save and share. And then you can copy the link by clicking on this button. Okay, see it says it's copied to the clipboard, but also I would recommend downloading it too because then it will go straight to your download files on your Chromebook and you'll be able to access them there as well. So I always do both just because I want to double make sure that I actually get my interview. And once you've done that, so you've got it downloaded here, I copied the link here, you are going to either where it says your answer, or add, I guess it's either add a link or add a file. That's where you're going to actually upload your interview. Okay, and then click turn in there. We're going to do something really cool with parts of the interview next week when we turn these into digital stories. But for now, I just want you to get the hang of being able to capture an interview and turn it in. So then the last thing that we're going to do this week after you've completed your interview on Friday is the post-interview questionnaire. I clicked on the wrong thing. Yep, okay. Post-interview questionnaire. It's underneath audio upload here. I'll click on this. And you're just going to open that document up and reflect on how the interview experience went and what you would change for next time. So I think that's everything you need to know. Yeah, I showed you this already. This is what I'm going to send to your family so they know what you're working on. And like I said, whoever you're interested in finding out more about, interviews really give people an opportunity to open up. People like to open up and share their stories, so give them a platform to do that. And then next week, like I said, since we have a couple minutes before I have to turn this off because it only lets me record for 15 minutes for free, is turn excerpts of these, like the most intriguing, interesting, beautiful parts of your interview, into a digital story. And I have a ton of examples to show you what that looks like. But again, just worry this week about actually capturing that audio, really quality stuff. You can interview several people if you want to, if you feel like you haven't quite gotten that soundbite that you're looking for, but you're just capturing voices right now. And at this time in our world, like it could be really interesting and fun to find out what people are going through in our community. So we will have a collection of multicultural voices when this is all finished. And I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with. So if you have any questions at all, always email, use Hangouts, Remind, whatever you need, and I'll be here for you. Take care.